we are indeed wonderful instruments programmed to scan our environment. And by scanning what's going on in our environment, we determine our steps forward or backward, whether we run or we stand, whether we are in danger or in at peace, whether we are secure or whether we should be insecure, because we are scanners by design. Your ears are perked to hear what's going on around you. Your eyes are constantly roving around, checking out what is going on. The temperature, your body is constantly scanning the temperature around you. So when you examine what we are living live scanners, because it is important that we know what's going on around us so that we can situate ourselves, we can preserve ourselves. Because if you should hear some gunshots around you, that those sounds, your body scans them and says, look, you better get out of here. If there's a fire in your surroundings, your body scans the fire and says, oh, get out of here. So the environment is our provision, and we have to scan into our bodies what we need in order to survive, to live, to prosper. Well, our nutrition is also a form of scanning into our body the provisions that are around us, the water, the elements, the air. We're constantly scanning all these elements into our body in amounts that make us very, very productive or unproductive. If you're a conscious deep breather, what you're doing is scanning in the oxygen, you're scanning in the breath. Your body takes it, your body renews itself with it, your body prepares itself to prosper. Now, just the same thing, nutrition is essential, and scanning the right nutrition into your body is what determines the extent to which your body will prosper, work effectively or not work effectively. Your mind also is scanning the words you use, the thoughts you use, the sounds that are taking place around you. You're constantly scanning in the food, the water, the oxygen. You're constantly scanning in the thoughts, the images, the words. And so in our book, we emphasize the importance of paying attention to what you're scanning. Pay attention to what you're scanning, because your body is constantly giving you the feedback, the biofeedback, telling you whether it's comfortable or uncomfortable. If the words you're using are words which are or unproductive, your body will tell you, it will make you feel uncomfortable. So in our book, we say, be conscious. Be conscious. Listen to your body, because what you're scanning in is determining your sense of security, your sense of worth, your value, your vitality, and everything like that. There's another section devoted to visioning, because visioning is a form of scanning. What you're visioning in your mind is what you are supplying to the environment. And your environment takes what your vision is and convert it into the conditions and convert your vision into the steps, convert your vision into the provisions that are needed to fulfill your vision. So visioning is basically submitting to the cosmos what you would like to see manifested as your experience. The other thing is playfulness. We emphasize playfulness because life is a playful organism. In life, organisms are constantly scanning in what the environment is providing. You know, we often say planet Earth is your play field. Planet Earth is your play field, and you are in the field of play. And everything that the planet is making available to you is being made available to you in a playful way. You see the wind passing, you see the water gurgling, the rain falling, the snow coming down, the temperatures moving from when you're on the equator or in the tropics, from hot to when you go into the poles, you're cold. So your environment, your playfield is constantly supplying you with the provisions that are geared towards enabling you to live and to be. So nutrition for mind and body is being provided by the planet. Everything that you need in order to flourish, everything you need to be happy, healthy, wealthy, everything you need to be free and wise and secure is being provided. And in the book, as you are shown the importance of conscious breathing, you're simply being shown that your life, the quality of life you're living, is really based on what you're practicing. If you're a shallow breather, then it means you're not supplying your body with the oxygen it needs, and your body will be distressed. Your body will be diseased. So we emphasize, pay attention, practice paying attention, practice breathing consciously, practice listening to your body. When you're thirsty, drink some water or drink liquids that your body needs. When you're tired, your body will tell you when you're tired. That's time to go to rest. When you're hungry, your body will tell you that you need to put in some food. When you feel drowsy, your body will tell you to exercise. We put the word exercise in the book, but really what we're saying is be playful. If you want to see how nature exercises itself, look at little children. As long as little children are healthy, they're going to be playful. You think playfulness is not just playfulness. Playfulness is a form of bodybuilding, a form of building your mind, a form of interacting with your environment in such a way that you enjoy the experience. And then there is another part of the book in which we emphasize the whole business of generosity. We remind you that everything that you have is a gift that the planet Earth is making available to you. Everything, the provision is laid out. The energy field in which you live is laid out already. It's generously laid out. You cannot exhaust the amount of water on the playfield. You cannot exhaust the amount of air. You cannot exhaust the amount of oxygen. You cannot exhaust the amount of fruits and vegetables which the earth is busy generating 24/7. So you're living in a generous playfield, a generous planet that is making available to you everything that you will ever need. But your job and my job is to pay attention and practice paying attention to what is provided, practice paying attention to what satisfies us, practice paying attention to what makes us healthy, what makes us feel wealthy. It's all your practice. You know, in so many fields, you find the name practice attached to it. The doctor will tell you about his practice, the thing he does every day. He goes to bed, he wakes up, he goes to his office where he carries out his practice. The teacher will tell you that teaching is his or her practice. And situations are set up, schoolhouses are set up where teacher goes to do his or her practice. Children go to school in order to develop the practice of learning how to read, how to write, how to make sentences. There are certain skills that you get when you go to school because this is the practice of the school is to provide those skills. The practice of the teacher is to supply the child with those reading, writing, arithmetic skills. So when you look at it, you see the person who is a lawyer. The lawyer will tell you, yes, I have my practice. I have my office. And if you want me to provide you with the kind of service I do, you come to my practice. Well, here is what we're facing. Life runs on the practices of living beings. The more you practice, take the actions and pay attention to what makes your life work, the better it is for you. Those who can read, write, and count well, yes, the entire community can use your skills, your practice. What we want to emphasize is that life is not a happenstance. It's not a hit or miss. When you eat properly, your body takes those foods. It isn't a hit or miss thing. It processes those foods and it gives you the strength you need. It provides the muscles you need. It enriches your body the way the food does. Literally, what you can say is the practice of your food that you eat is to supply your body with the nutrition that it needs. The practice of your mind is to take the things you say to yourself, the images you entertain, the thoughts you entertain, the words you use, the sounds you listen to, and convert that into a way of functioning that is predictable. Predictability is also a part of your practice. You do the things that make you feel better. You do the things that make you feel healthy. You do the things that make you feel wealthy. You do the things that make you feel free. You do the things that make you feel wiser. That's why you go to school. That's why you go to environments where there's an exchange of thoughts. There's an exchange of what works for people. So you go where people are successful at what they are practicing so that you can get those skills as well. So pay attention to your nutrition. It's important to supply your body with the things that make you the bodybuilding. Supply your mind with mind-building thoughts, mind-building words, mind-building images, mind-building thoughts. You see, your vision is so important. As a matter of fact, maybe the most important thing in your life is the vision you supply the cosmos with. Because it's the things you say in your mind that the cosmos, that the play field, the energy field that you live in will take and turn into your experiences. Vision, playfulness, generosity, paying attention to what brings you, to the experiences and the relationships that bring you satisfaction, what you give back to the environment, what the environment is giving to you. That's the exchange, the generosity we talk about. Paying attention to the more generous you are, the more you prosper. The more generous you are, the more people give you back what you give to them. So trust is also a very important thing, because trust is that feature in your life which gives you the backing and the substance that you need in order to continue. If people trust you, they give you their trust in terms of what they have. If you don't trust yourself, you don't make room, you don't have room to receive trust from others. It's like trust is the bottom of the bucket. Trust is like the container that is in place to catch whatever comes to it. So when you trust yourself, others will trust you. When you do not trust yourself, No one else can trust you. In God we trust. Well, in the book, you're reminded that God is not a word. God is the energy that is supplying you with everything that you need in order to be what you are. So the energy is trustworthy. The energy in the form of the water you drink is trustworthy because every time you drink that water, it does what that water does all the time. It quenches your thirst. It washes you. It washes your clothes. When you take a shower or a bath, the water removes the dirt. So water becomes trustworthy. The elements, the four or five elements are trustworthy. Fire is trustworthy because it's always going to do what fire does. Fire is always going to change the constitution of whatever you put in that fire. Your body is on fire. There's a temperature to your body over 90 degrees, 97, 98 degrees. The only time you become at risk is when the fire in you is more than you can handle. Planet Earth is trustworthy because it's made up of the elements of the minerals and the plants and the animals and the humans. And it's what it is. It's there. So because the elements are trustworthy, they're always there for you. You sometimes take it for granted. Because God is always there for you, you sometimes take God for granted. You don't appreciate what is there. You don't appreciate your body. You don't appreciate your digestive system because it's there and doing its job patiently. You don't appreciate your nervous system because they are doing their work consistently and they are reliable. In other words, learn to recognize that you are a reliable organism and that what you have to do is to pay attention to how it works, what it needs in order to work effectively and efficiently, and take the time necessary to supply it with those. If it's water your body needs, give it water. If it's food your body needs, give it food. If it is rest that your body needs, give it rest. But pay attention to you. Pay attention to what is available to you. Because sometimes what you need is available, but you're not looking in the direction where you can find it. What is available to you might be under your nose. Say, for instance, your breath. Your breath is right under your nose. But when you don't pay attention to it, you don't benefit from it. So in our book, we emphasize the importance of paying attention. Pay attention to your body. Listen to your body. Pay attention to the provisions of the planet. Pay attention to what is in the field of play so that you can always go to it, turn to it, and find it. And as we say, faith, trust, generosity, playfulness, vision, nutrition are all essential parts of your requirements and your provisions, and it's all available to you. And when we said earlier, we are all scanners, SCANNERS. We are constantly scanning the provisions of the planet by taking it in. Scanning is really taking in what you need from what is provided and taking it in the quantities that are not overwhelming. You know, we usually hear the word, everything in moderation. You live one breath at a time. You can't take more than one breath at a time. So when you choose to live consciously and take that one breath that your body needs, that is the proper protocol of scanning. When you don't drink too much, because what happens if you drink too much, you will drown. You see, drowning is the difference between drinking, quenching your thirst with enough, and drinking too much, overwhelming your body. Conscious breathing is the difference between taking in the right amount of oxygen, the right amount of fuel that your body, that your breath supplies, and not taking enough. So pay attention to your body, because it is a very efficient organism. Pay attention to the planet, because the planet is a very efficient provider of all that your body will ever need. Pay attention to how you pay attention. And in our book, as you go through, you will see and you will be reminded. And we only remind you. We're not teaching you anything. We remind you of what you are capable of doing. And very often, you know, I hear people talk and say, no one is perfect. I correct myself and do not go down that road of thinking that no one is perfect. I replace that thought with the reality that everyone is perfect. Everyone is built perfectly. For my definition of perfection is having room for further growth, having room for whatever we are scanning into our system to satisfy ourselves. Introducing into our system or scanning into our system the amount of water we need, the amount of oxygen we need. Scanning into our system the nutrition that our bodies need. And if anything, I would say this book is a reminder to you that you're perfect. And to maintain your perfection, you scan in what the cosmos, what God, what the energy field, which we call the earth, has in great abundance and is making it available to you. So go through the book. Go through the book, and you'll never have to do what my little friend said. They were having this career day at school, and there were the lines of professions that were being made available. There were the those who wanted to be teachers, those who wanted to be doctors, those who wanted to be nurses, those who wanted to be lawyers. And he said, I want to be a scammer, because he saw people who were scamming other people and making a lot of money out of it. But he didn't realize that scamming is the most dangerous occupation. Scamming is the most dangerous occupation, as many scammers who are in prison in the United States will tell you. When they leave prison and come back out, they will tell you, if they have any sense, that they'll never scam again. So realize that being a scanner means paying attention to how you renew yourself, how you refurbish yourself, how you take in the provisions that the earth, that God, that life is making available to you, and turning that into the happiness, the health, the wealth, how turn it into the freedom, the wisdom, the sweetness, the satisfaction, the security, the wellness, the harmony which every one of us is in search of. So the book will remind you. It has nothing to teach you. It has reminders reminding you that you're perfect, living in a perfect world which has all the provisions that you will ever need, all of the elements that you will ever need, the minerals, the plants, the animals, the humans. You will never be able to exhaust the supplies of the universe, of God. You will never be able to exhaust it. But if you don't pay attention to it and scan into your body, into your organism, what your organism is calling you to do, if you don't pay attention, you will die. If you don't breathe properly, you will die. If you don't drink the amount of water, you'll die from thirst. If you don't eat the food that is provided, you will die from starvation. So I would say the practice simply reminds you that you're living in a world that demands that you pay attention, a world that demands that you appreciate yourself and the rest of the world. Literally, that you should love yourself and love those around you, because those around you are a part of yourself. That you should enjoy yourself, because it is enjoying yourself. It is in enjoying yourself that you enjoy your life. So get the practice, go through it. Don't put it down on the shelf. Scan in the thoughts that are there into your mind and allow them to work for you. Take responsibility for your life. Enjoy your life. Celebrate your life. Remember, your day job is to love your life. You love your life by eating, drinking, and being happy, which means you're going to eat what is good for your body. It means you're going to drink what is good for your body. It means you're going to rest when it's good for your body. It means you're going to play when it's good for your body to play. In other words, my friends, Your body is the most wonderful organism that has been manifested by the Creator. And your job is to pay attention to how it works, what it needs to work, remembering that you came into a world which has all of the provisions that you will ever need. But you have to scan it in. You have to scan it in. You have to pay attention to your body as it speaks to your mind. You have to pay attention to your mind as it speaks to your body. And by all means, enjoy yourself. As we sing in our chorus, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all of us. Because all of the provisions we need to be happy, healthy, wealthy, everything we need is in place. Just for us to pay attention to it and have fun.